Hello and welcome to episode 52 of Pentagon for Gold. Now, it's been a fair little while since the last episode, probably about a week or so, and yeah, I've just been very busy and finishing off with uni. So we're back on the schedule, I guess. It won't be every day, but it'll be reasonably regular. And yeah, last time out we won the Clausura, having already won the Apertura, and yeah, we did really well. And we're continuing with that this season. As you can see, 21 points from 7 games. That means we've won every single game. And we've got a goal difference of 15, having conceded just 2 goals, one against Chivas and one against Tigres. If you have a look at our schedule, you can see the sort of results that we're getting. They're pretty impressive. We did lose against Cruz Azul on penalties in the Campeón de Campeones. Doesn't really matter. And to be honest, we deserved to win that game anyway. We eventually got a 91st minute equaliser before going to penalties in the end. And then it was Victor Hugo Núñez who stepped up and missed his penalty. We're also in the Leagues Cup. We've beaten FC Dallas and Cruz Azul on our ways to the semi-final. But today we're going to play Tijuana in the Apertura and then probably that Chivas game in the semi-final of the League Cup. Transfer-wise, we've been quite busy. We just head over to there. We also managed to get our board to negotiate a deal, hence why we have nothing in the bank. So if we have a look here, transfer history, we brought in Manuel Mino. You will have seen that in the last episode. He looks awesome. He's 18 years old. He looks phenomenal. He's a wonder kid, so he's only getting better. And yeah, he looks amazing. He's started pretty well, and he's probably, I think he's the best striker in the division already. Perhaps, I think there's that one guy at Pumas as well who's also on the same level, so Mino goes on the right hand side of that team. We also brought in Diego Juarez in goal for, I think it was 4 million. He is not as good as I thought he would be, but he is still only 17 and he's got some good stats. He's only 2-star for us, but we have also got Sakar, who's one of our best players, so that's probably why his stats aren't as high as they could be. He's only 6 foot tall, but he's young, so he's probably going to grow further. And I just wanted to get in some Mexican young players, because for certain competitions you need to have those. Hector Enrique Mendieta as well has come in. He's a Mexican centre-back who can also play on the right. He came in for 5.25 million. Wasn't my first choice. I think there was someone else I was going for who I paid his release clause, and then he signed a new contract, because that often happens when you pay release clauses. But he's started pretty well. He's got a 7.06 average rating in the Liga MX. 16 jumping reach, 13 heading at 6'2", 16 tackling. He's a decent player. He is our backup option though, because he's not quite as good as the other centre-backs we got. We then have Marcelo, who's turned 19 recently. He was 18 when I signed him. He's a box-to-box midfielder, 3-star with 5-star potential. Looks pretty good. Could do with getting dribbling, finishing, first touch up a bit. But the rest of his stats for a box-to-box midfielder do not look bad at all. He's very short at 5'5", and he's also fickle, so I had only just noticed that. So I'll probably try and get him training or with a mentor, just to try and fix that, because we don't really want a fickle player in our starting lineup. And then the final signing we made is Richard Ramirez, and he is pretty awful. He's 2.5-star with 2.5-star potential, came from Liga de Quito in Ecuador. We signed him purely because the board were blocking all our attempts to sign anyone that wasn't Ecuadorian or Uruguayan, and I wanted to sign some other players. So here he is, Richard Ramirez. He's now satisfied the board enough that they'll actually, let me go for other players. As you can see here, they're now satisfied, whereas they were devastated. He was pretty much the only cheap Ecuadorian that was not hideously bad. And yeah, so it's a shame we had to sign him, because could have done with the extra money, but yeah, we'll be fine. Emiliano Benitez has had a lot of interest this summer. He got bids from, I believe Manchester City came in for him actually. He's also got bids from Bournemouth and Standard Liège, and he has interest from Flamengo, Santos, Arsenal, PSV and Roma, as well as Standard Liège. So he's a good player. yeah, he's a good guy. He's a bit unhappy we didn't let him go, but we can't be selling our best players, particularly when we can't replace them with someone as good. Anderson Lara looks really good now. 3.5 star, 5-star potential. He had a bid from Pachuca, but wasn't keen on going. We did get a 20 million bid for him, so I did actually accept that, but he wasn't keen on going. Juan Mercado, who was really good last season, has been good this season as well. He's actually our top scorer from the midfield with 4 goals in and 1 assist in 6 Liga MX games and 5 goals in total. He has had some interest over the summer, but nothing that's going to convince me to sell him. Also got interest for Sebastian Meza from Pachuca, which we turned down in the end. A couple of people leaving. We've got Medeiros leaving in December with Avila, and I think Marco Macias, is he leaving or is he joining? He's joining from the looks of things. Yes, he is. So he's a 16-year-old Ecuadorian who looks okay. I got him just because I wanted to. Whoa, he's 5'1". Wow. Well, that's gonna be funny to see. Hopefully he'll grow a bit. 1 strength, 1 jumping reach. Yep, that's ideal. But yeah. So we've got him coming in just as an Ecuadorian, not going to be likely to be playing all that much, and he was quite cheap, so it was okay. But that wasn't enough to convince the board because he wasn't a first-team player. We've also got Edson Rosas coming in from Pumas, and he is a 17-year-old left winger, 2-star current ability, 5-star potential. Looks pretty good. I was quite keen to get this guy. There was an Argentinian winger we also wanted to get, but this guy seemed almost as good, and he's about 7 years younger than the other guy that we saw, so it made a lot more sense. Diego Hernandez I'm quite excited about. He is an 18-year-old Mazzala from Tigres who's currently on loan at Querétaro. He's joining again in December. Very fast, very good dribbling, technique, vision, off the ball decisions. He looks like he could be awesome, and he's only 18, so he's a very promising prospect. And yeah, so when December comes, we'll have a bit of a bigger squad with a couple of extra Mexicans. We weren't actually able to sign the Mexicans until we signed the Ecuadorian, which is very odd to me. But yeah, if we take a look at some of the stars of our team, Juan Carlos Sucar looks awesome now, and he's still got, I think, lots of room to grow. Yep, could improve a lot in the future. £1 million from Sporting Cristal. What a signing he has been. And Camarena is starting up front today, but Mino is playing on the left, and that's why he's there. And who else is there? Jorge Lopez. Not much room to improve, but he's very fast. And he's just, I think he's improved quite a lot in the last year or so, because we played him a lot more than anyone else before that. Juan Calderon never seems to improve, which is a bit weird, because he's supposedly got lots of room to grow. But he doesn't seem to be improving, which is a shame, but you know, what can you do really? And is there anyone else to have a look at? Jorge Ramirez, perhaps? I don't know if he's improved much. Better determination, worse stamina because he's injured. He's probably going to be one of the next guys on the chopping block. He's a good player, but he's not outstanding. And then Sebastian Meza, as usual, not really improving, but looks like quite a good player, so not too much to worry about there. So let's head into this first game of the season. So as promised, the lineup that you've basically already seen. Don't think there are any changes, and Richard Ramirez makes his first appearance on the bench today for this game. But everyone else, you know, pretty much as was shown before. So let's head into this game. We're looking to get another win to keep our amazing run of form going, because we've been insanely good this season so far. Very few goals conceded and lots of good chances created. Let's see how our opponents are doing. Tijuana are in 6th place with 15 points from 8 games, so they're not quite on 2 points a game, but they're still doing reasonably well. Some players getting tired already, notably Victor Hugo Nunez and Jorge Lopez, but not really a problem. They'll have a little break because we're getting to the end of the transfer window, and I think there's an international break coming up. We'll see. Nunez has picked up some kind of knock. That's not good. Let's get him off then. Don't want any big injuries caused. So let's go for Jairo Valdez and head into the second half with that change, the only change we made so far. And here is the first chance. San Juan exchanges passes with Galaza and finds Pinto. Calderon's there to make the headed clearance. Now Camarena with a chance to lead the charge on the break. Marcelo into Barbosa. Returns passes and finds Valdez. Nice little play around the midfield here, and Chan has a chance to shoot and makes its way to Marcelo, who has a shot. Chance for his first goal for the club, but couldn't get it on target. It was a difficult one to execute. It was quite a long way out. Didn't have much time to think about it. Let's hope we can be a bit more creative, to be honest. We've not created amazing amounts of chances. And Rafael Chen not having a great game on the right hand side. Jorge Lopez and Marcelo looking like they'll need to be subbed off though. Jorge Lopez finds Marcelo, returns the pass and breaks out to him again. Now Minho into Camarena, who loses the ball to the defender, and that's a really important challenge from Benitez, stopping the counter-attack. Martinez now whacking it long. Jorge Lopez's header a little bit overhit, so through to San Juan. Wins it back though, good work, and now he's sprinting down the line with his amazing pace. Manuel Minho just kind of passes it directly into his opponent, and now Pinto with a chance. And we're behind the first shot that Toluca have had. Oh. Let's get these guys on. Marcelo can come off for Ramirez. Wow, look at those stats. Demanding more from the boys. Hopefully we can get a quick response. Calderon into Barbosa. Richard Ramirez. Valdez looks long for Minho. Beats his man, and that is a penalty surely. Completely body checked by San Juan. Really, really nice pace from Minho, who is absolutely rapid. And as a good dribbler too, he's going to get penalties in this division. Let's see what the referee has to say. Penalty awarded, and presumably Camarena taking? Oh no, it's Minho himself. Don't know what his penalty stats are like, but he puts it home. Good work from Minho. And let's go looking for another goal. Come on, lads. Need Camarena to get a bit more involved in the game. So our forwards throughout the game haven't been amazing. It's not been the greatest performance from us, and that's our first drop points of the season. That is disappointing. But I'll say it, we were unlucky. I don't want to ruin any dynamics. We probably deserved, I mean, we definitely deserved to win that game. Dominated the whole game. They scored from their only shots. So frustrating draw, but we are still 3 points clear, although Cruz Azul do have a game in hand to try and fix that problem for them. So unfortunately, in the game in between these two games I'm showing you, we lost to Puebla, who were 15th. Once again, we dominated. Not as much as usual, but they had 2 shots on target and scored from both of them. It's a little bit frustrating, but you know, we're still in a very good position in the table with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games left in the Apertura. So we're approaching the halfway stage. I've also realised I didn't actually show you who we sold, because we didn't get 18.75 million from nowhere. So I don't know if there's anyone hanging over from last season. Probably not, no. If we have a look here, we've got Luis Malaron left for basically nothing. Edson Lanas went to Puebla for 500k. Not a bad deal for us, given he's not very good. Jesus Navarez went to Pumas for 5 million. That was one I didn't particularly want to do initially, but 5 million for him seemed like a good deal. So he went for Mendieta to replace him. Trejo left for Goiás, I believe, for 2.1 million. And then Daniel Zubiarte left for 15 million, potentially rising to 19.25 million. He's gone to Bournemouth. He's already got a couple of Premier League goals, which is pretty impressive. But yeah, it's sad to see him go, but for that money, I couldn't really turn the deal down. So here we go with the second game of today's episode, where we're playing Guadalajara, who I believe are Chivas, and we're playing them in the Leagues Cup semi-final, going with a pretty strong squad. Unfortunately, Jorge Ramirez is injured. That's why Richard Ramirez was in that last squad basically. He's got a fractured lower leg, so that's why he's out for a fair while. Mesa and Mercado are both on fitness tests, so they'll probably end up coming off in this game. But everyone else is fully fit for this match, including Nunez, despite his injury before. So let's go out, beat Chivas, and get a good result that we need to take us to the final of the Leagues Cup. I don't think we get a whole lot of money for actually achieving that. I think you only get 100k if you win the final, so it's not amazing, but we'll take trophies. Good header from Benitez, who's been a little bit unhappy recently, which probably contributed to the last two bad performances. Benitez with a cracking header into the far post there. Now Barbosa finds Calderon on the right hand side, looks inside but can't find his man, and now there's a chance for Chivas to counter, well dealt with by Nunez. And that's a loose pass from Marcelo, so now Duran has attempted to pass, only to be thwarted once again by Nunez, who's started this game really well, breaking up the play brilliantly. Benitez now looks inside for Marcelo, and now Nunez on the ball. Benitez finds Meza, and Lopez now looking to underlap. Now he's found himself in space, and that's a cracking ball into Barbosa, who makes no mistake with the header. And that puts us 2-0 up after just 6 minutes of play. Don't know where this attack and play has been in the last couple of games, but this has been phenomenal so far from the boys. And here we go with another chance for Chivas, and it's Guillermo Cantu with the header. Unfortunately, we seem to be conceding pretty much every single chance. That's basically the same as a goal in the Puebla game. But I don't think Sakar's made a save in about 3 games. Getting a little bit frustrating. It's weird because he is almost the best player in the division. I think probably Nunez is the best overall, but Sakar is very close. And it's unlike him to be, missing all of these shots like this. Obviously, he didn't have much he could have done about that one. Poor defending. But it's a bit of a concern that has happened twice in 2 games with that exact free kick. Literally the same side and everything, same position of the header. It's an odd one. We're still controlling the game though, which is a good sign. Mercado is the first to tire, as we predicted. Mesa is not having a good game on the left hand side, so I think those two should probably come off now. So let's get Sosa on the left. Mercado can come off for Rafael Chan. That'll do. Rafael Chan a little bit nervous for some reason. I'm sure he'll get into the game pretty soon. And the final change we're going to make, let's put Minho on the right hand side and Camarena up front. It's a shame not to be able to play Camarena quite as much as this season, because he was really good for us last season. He got so many goals, but when you got Minho in the team, you can't really not play him. He's just that good. Sosa now, good play to escape his man and is eventually tackled, and Lopez slightly overhits the cross, but Minho is there to collect and sends into an absolute perler for Sosa, who, as it turns out, was offside. Unlucky, but that was really nice play. And now a throw in for Chivas on the right hand side of our defence. Montero, Guerrero looks long. Or now Sandoval's in, and that's a good save from Sukar. First save in a few games, but that was a really important one there. Got down so well to stop that one. And now Sosa has a chance to sprint. Being held up by Cantu unfairly as it happens. That'll probably be a yellow, surely. Yes. It is a yellow. So now Victor Hugo Nunez with the free kick. Whacks it in, but no real danger for the Chivas defenders. Wasn't the greatest ball, and was pretty comfortable for them to collect. Oh, that's a loose pass, but thankfully the chances ended. I'm not quite sure what would have happened after that, but doesn't look like there was too much to worry about. And that is a 2-1 victory, so we're through to the final. Unless there is a second leg. I'm surprised there was nothing about going to the final in that response. Let's see. Okay, we are in the final. We're playing Monterrey. So let's see what happened in the semi-final. So it seems the Mexican teams are better than the US teams, which is promising for the CONCACAF Champions League, because those, I know I can win against pretty much anyone in the Liga MX, and it's more the MLS teams that are a bit of an unknown quantity. But if you have enjoyed a slightly mixed episode, a big sale, sad to see Zubiarte go, but some exciting signings coming in. If you've enjoyed it, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps me out. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a fantastic day.